Flight 229, you're clear for takeoff.
Just like a flight plan, you have to know where you're going and how you will get there when you plan for retirement. Let Ryan Fleming help you chart out a course for your retirement with his intimate knowledge of financial planning and the airline industry. It's time for the Pilot's Advisor.
Welcome to another edition of the Pilot's Advisor, and on today's show, we're going to talk about retirement, and I'm going to put it in a lens that might be easier for some of us to understand. Retirement as easy as a jigsaw puzzle. So when you open up a jigsaw puzzle, and I'm not a big fan of these, but my wife does them all the time, and that's why I bring this up. When you open up a jigsaw puzzle, there's many different strategies that you want to keep in mind that help you get to the final solution of the picture, especially as they get harder and more pieces. And many of those strategies I can actually, in my mind, apply towards retirement. So the first strategy is looking at the big picture. When you're doing a jigsaw puzzle, you have to look at the picture to kind of know where certain pieces go. You can't just dump 1,000 puzzle pieces out on the table and expect to put them together unless you know what the actual picture is supposed to look like. So that's why you always set the box up in front of you so you can see the picture that you're assembling. You also have to see the big picture with your financial plan. I think people often get so distracted by focusing too much on one specific detail, like when they should start Social Security or where they can get the best annual return on their investments. Sure, those things are very important, but they need to be part of an overall plan, a bigger picture plan of where that income is going to come in retirement, not individual decisions, but those individual decisions all coming together, the pieces coming together for an overall picture.
Have you ever wanted to learn more about the academic approach to investing and saving and planning for retirement that Ryan talks about here on the Pilot's Advisor? Well, if so, go visit pilotsadvisor.com. pilotsadvisor.com. You can watch a quick webinar on the academic approach to investing. It'll show you how not to speculate and gamble with your money. It's all based on Nobel Prize winning research. Only takes about 10 minutes to get through the video and watch it. Going to be worth your time, I promise you. Go check it out right now, pilotsadvisor.com. It's a webinar that covers that academic approach to investing. pilotsadvisor.com. All right, back to the show.
Second strategy when I think about a jigsaw puzzle is building a framework. With a jigsaw puzzle, most people like to start by finding all the straight edge pieces so they can get the outside and assemble the border of the puzzle, and that helps you kind of start filling it in. With that framework in place, then it's easier to get the rest of the picture to come together. With your retirement plan, the framework is your income. Without an income plan, you don't really have a retirement plan at all. We need to know what buckets that income's going to come from, and it's not normally just one place. It's what you save for retirement, Social Security, any pensions you might have. But once you have the right combination of those Social Security, pensions, annuities, interest, dividends, or if you're big into real estate, rental income, then you can be confident where your monthly paychecks are going to come from. So that framework is very important. One that I think I'm used mostly with puzzles is sorting by the color. Like I know if a certain area has a bunch of the same color, I can pull that all to one spot and fill out the puzzle. So with a puzzle, it's often helpful to group those pieces together with the others that have similar colors. And maybe all the blue pieces make up the sky and the green pieces are the field, and then you can get the puzzle together in different stages. So from the financial perspective, if you're sorting your financial accounts to find similarities, that can also be helpful. An example, for instance, you could sort by tax status. It might become obvious that 95% of your savings are tax-deferred accounts. That means that you have a ticking tax time bomb, that I call it, and you need to figure out how to diffuse that. You need to find ways to get tax-free income in Roth accounts, or you also have taxable accounts that aren't retirement accounts. So sorting all those different accounts out will help you see the picture in more detail for when you're actually going to start pulling income.
Well, hey there. We hope you're enjoying listening to the Pilot's Advisor today. Just wanted to take a quick moment from the show to remind you that if you have any questions ever about what Ryan talks about on the program, need any assistance with your financial planning, need some guidance, to get to and through retirement, or whatever financial questions might be on your mind, don't ever hesitate to reach out. The simple way to get in touch with Ryan is to pick up the phone and call or text 843-475-3038. Again, that's 843-475-3038. You can also find Ryan online at FlemingFG.com. That's FlemingFG.com. And as always, we put contact information to get in touch with Ryan in the description or the show notes section of the program. So just check it out on whatever app you're using, and it's easy to get in touch with Ryan. All right, now back to the show.
Lastly, for retirement, I'd say have an end game in mind. Obviously, the end game of a puzzle is completing the puzzle so it looks like the picture and you feel that satisfaction of getting it all meticulously placed and done. So with a puzzle, it's best to know your end game before you start, because after you finish, do you just plan to take it apart or put it back in the box, or you're going to glue it and frame it? Well, at my house, we just go, oh, cool, okay, that took some time, let's put it back. And then we normally actually pass it on to other family members. Carrie likes to give her puzzles to her dad. They share trade puzzles every once in a while. So putting it back in the box doesn't require any strategy in advance, but if you want to frame it or keep it together, it does. So you want to know the plan before you begin. And same thing with your financial plan. What kind of retirement are you trying to create? How much money do you think you'll need? At what age do you want to retire? Do you have plans to travel a lot, or will you spend most of your time in the garden? What does your retirement picture look like? Will you work part-time? Will you be completely done with work whenever you retire from your current career? Are you going to slowly ease into retirement? Well, once you know what the end game looks like, you can start to assemble the pieces correctly. So I think it's very easy to visualize building that retirement like you would a puzzle and taking those different strategies to start something that seems too big initially, but if you break it down and bite it, like eat it one bite at a time, you could get to a point where it seems a little bit more realistic and know that you can get there. It's not so overwhelming. If you want to talk to me about your jigsaw puzzle and let me help you out, I'm going to let Walter tell you exactly how you can get a hold of me. Also, I would love to send you my retirement toolkit. What that has is a few books that I've written. It has some tax strategies for pilots, and it also has setting your retirement or your 401k on autopilot. Very valuable, and all you need is to send me your information and your address, and I'll get that off to you. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, so if you're ready to get in touch with Ryan and talk a little bit more about your financial plan, your retirement, here are the ways to get in touch. You can call or text Ryan anytime at 843-475-3038. Again, call or text 843-475-3038. Also online at retirepilots.com. That's retirepilots.com. You can also check the link in the description of today's show to find more information, contact information, and resources that we discuss on the shows here on the Pilot's Advisor. And as Ryan mentioned, if you want to get that retirement toolkit to learn how to put your retirement on autopilot, again, just follow the link in the description of today's show. And Ryan's got this physical box that he's going to send to you, packed with lots of great information, a couple of books that he's written, as well as some special reports on important financial planning topics, as well as some other goodies. It's a great first step to take for anybody thinking about planning for retirement in the near future. No cost or obligation with that toolkit, so if you want to get your own copy, all you have to do is follow the link in the description, put in your information, and Ryan will get that out in the mail to you. Again, this is a physical box, so not just something digital, but something you actually have delivered to you. And who doesn't like that these days? Nice to always get something in the mail. So you can get some books and special reports and lots of great information. Just go to retirepilots.com and find the link for the toolkit, or just check the description of today's show. Thanks so much for listening. For Ryan, I'm Walter. We will see you next time on the Pilot's Advisor podcast.
You've been listening to The Pilot's Advisor, featuring Ryan Fleming, a financial advisor at Fleming Financial Group, serving clients worldwide, but based out of Charleston, South Carolina. If you have any questions for Ryan on what we've talked about on today's show, maybe a future topic idea, or want to talk more about getting a complimentary review of your financial plan, here's the best ways to get in touch. You can go online to the website FlemingFG.com. That's FlemingFG.com. You can also email Ryan. It's simply ryan@FlemingFG.com. Or you can call or text to get in touch. 843-475-3038 is the number. That's 843-475-3038. Thanks for listening to The Pilot's Advisor, and don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcasting apps. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and many more locations. So whatever app you like to use, search for The Pilot's Advisor podcast today and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Information is for illustrative purposes only and does not constitute tax, investment, or legal advice. Always consult with a qualified investment, legal, or tax professional before taking any action.